Hello and welcome back to the State of the Game Podcast. I'm GT. It's Monday, July 21st, and this weekend was absolutely electric for sports fans. We've got in-depth recaps from the boxing ring, including both Pacquiao and Barrios, and the heavyweight clash between Usyk and Dubois too, plus the emotionally charged UFC 318, and a WNBA All-Star game that shattered records. So let's dive in. Please keep in mind to keep it copacetic in the comments as you listen to the commentary. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. To God be the glory at all times. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Before we get started, I think we all got blindsided earlier today with the news about Malcolm Jamal Warner and his untimely demise. If you're in my age range, we basically grew up watching this man on The Cosby Show, and later on with Malcolm and Eddie, along with other shows as well. It's most definitely a culture shock for my generation. And we here at the State of the Game Podcast send our condolences and heartfelt wishes to his family, friends, and peers in the entertainment industry. Okay, had to get that out the way first and foremost, man. Hit my notifications early on today, and everybody that I was in a meeting with was basically shocked behind it. So. Yeah, we had to do a little alteration today as far as the podcast is concerned. But let's start with number one, which is boxing. We're going to talk about Pacquiao versus Barrios and Usyk versus Dubois 2. Okay. With Pacquiao versus Barrios, on Saturday in Las Vegas, Manny Pacquiao, who's 46 years of age, by the way, returned to face Mario Barrios, the WBC welterweight champion. Okay, Pacquiao looked sharp early, landing clean power combinations, 81 to 75. But Barrios' consistent jab and volume kept momentum until the late rounds. After 12 rounds, judges ruled a majority draw, 115 to 113, 114 to 114, and 114 to 114, all the judges' scores. Letting Barrios keep his belt, Pacquiao and many analysts felt he edged the fight, sparking immediate calls for a rematch this fall. The undercard highlighted emerging talent. Sebastian Fundora dominated Tim Tszyu with a 7th round TKO, reinforcing his presence in the division. Isaac Cruz, Brandon Figueroa, and others delivered solid performances, rounding out a high energy evening. So let's look at Usyk versus Dubois 2. Meanwhile, in London at Wembley Stadium, Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois squared off for the undisputed heavyweight titles, the WBC, the WBA, WBO, and the IBF titles. Dubois, riding momentum from his win over Anthony Joshua, sought redemption after a controversial low blow loss in 2023. The bout was a global spotlight, broadcast via the Zone in over 100 territories. Before the fight, tension ran high. Usyk's team raised concern over Dubois' flyweight gloves and past low blow rulings. But when the dust settled, Usyk prevailed with a 5th round TKO, unifying the heavyweight division and reaffirming his dominance. All right. He defended the titles for the 5th time in WBC and WBO, and 2nd time in the WBA. Wembley sold nearly 90,000 tickets, showcasing huge global interest. So let's take a look at UFC 318, Holloway versus Poirier 3, and the co-main event action that went along with that major event that happened on Saturday night as well. On Sunday in New Orleans, right down the street, the main event featured legendary lightweight Dustin Poirier in his farewell fight against Max Holloway. Holloway, stepping up to defend his BMF title, landed 201 significant strikes and knockdowns also in rounds 1 and 2, and won by unanimous decision. So the judges' scorecards read 49-46. Another one read 49-46. And the third and last ones read 48-47 in that matchup right there. Poirier responded with heart and grit, especially in round 3 with a takedown and with the ground and pound. Okay. Though he didn't win, he received heartfelt tributes post-fight, including from rap icon Lil Wayne and UFC legend John Bones Jones. In the co-main event, middleweight Paulo Costa broke his losing streak with a solid decision over Roman Kopylov. And rising welterweight Daniel Rodriguez, upset Kevin Holland. And Pitbull Freire impressed against Dan Ige. Okay. Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori earned Fight of the Night, while Carly Judas, Islam Dulatov, and Ateba Gaudier received Performance of the Night bonuses. All right, so that was a star-stacked night. That was a hard-hitting night, and it pretty much showed that UFC is still here and they're still viable and they still have up-and-coming stars. Okay, UFC marked UFC 318. Speaking of which, marked transitions. Okay. A storied career ended and legacy was cemented, but new contenders emerged. Okay. Now let's look at what else happened this weekend as far as like the WNBA All-Star game and the record breakers that happened in that game. Saturday's All-Star game in Indianapolis exploded with points and progress. Okay. Team Collier routed Team Clark 151-131, a combined 282 points, and that's the highest ever in a WNBA game. Okay. Nafisa Collier earned MVP honors with 36 points, while Skylar Diggins-Smith became the first All-Star to record a triple-double. Okay. She had 15 assists, 11 rebounds, and 11 points to cap off that triple-double. All right. Even sideline captain Caitlin Clark influenced the event as a frenetic sideline presence, participating in a 28-shot 4-point bet during halftime. Okay. So also what they had at WNBA weekend that I saw, social activism took the spotlight. Players warmed up in "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts, with fans chanting "Pay Them" amid ongoing CBA discussion. And what we do know about CBA discussions, it doesn't matter what the league, it could be basketball, baseball, football, male or female. Once those conversations get heated up, and if they don't end up being equitable for all parties involved, man, they could shut the whole season down, and that's a loss for everyone involved, including the fans. Okay. But yeah, Natasha Cloud, Sabrina Ionescu won the 3-point contest, and Natasha Cloud won the skills challenge. And rookie Paige Beckers hit a show-stopping 4-point opening buzzer. This weekend made it clear, okay? The WNBA is growing athletically, culturally, and commercially, okay? And I've been noticing that for the past couple of years, that the WNBA is really starting to make strides, especially with the rise of with the Las Vegas Aces, and how Asia Wilson and company really started taking, real strides as far as popularity is concerned, along with Sabrina Ionescu coming in too. But in conclusion, we witnessed legends fighting age with skill, champions defending legacy, careers closing with grace, and women's basketball stepping into new cultural heights. Okay, boxing, MMA, mixed martial arts, and women's sports are not separate echoes. They're crossover signals of power, passion, and progress. Okay. Thanks for joining us on the State of the Game podcast. Go ahead and hit like. Tell me what you think in the comments, and subscribe for daily deep dives, man. Weekly deep dives with the podcast, and daily deep dives with my reels and things of that nature. Everything I be posting. That's in case. That's unless what I'm saying. I mess around there and get flagged by YouTube again. Anyways, once again, this is GT. Stay passionate, stay informed, and enjoy every moment the sports world has to offer. I would be remiss if I did not once again send condolences to Malcolm Jamal Warner and his family and his friends and peers. It's a tough loss, man. It's a shock. It's really a shocker. But yeah, best wishes, deepest condolences, and hope you guys take care. Okay. Like I said, this is the State of the Game podcast. This is GT. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. God bless.